I am discussing Young Justice. This is one of my comfort shows. I watch Young Justice all the time from season 1 to season 4. I hope there's going to be a season 5. We don't know. It's up in the air. I love this show. Now, what I want to discuss with Young Justice is after season 1, when we entered season 2, there was the 5-year gap. And I want to discuss the things that has happened in between those 5-year gaps. Because for me, it's a lot of unanswered questions. If they do make another season, I would love for this season to be a season that just goes back and explains everything that popped off during this 5-year gap between season 1 and season 2. And then I also want to know, why did they decide to do a 5-year gap? Because the time period between season 2 and season 3, it was only 2 years. And then the time period between season 3 and season 4, it was only one singular year. So why did they decide to do a 5-year gap from season 1 to season 2? But with that being said, let's just go ahead and get into my unanswered questions involving the 5-year gap of Young Justice. Theme song. All right, first of all, I want to talk about my girl Rocket. I love Rocket, but can I say she had one of the worst character developments ever on this show. Rocket was introduced at the end of season 1. It was episode 25. And when she joined the team, it was a very, very, very difficult transition in my mind for Rocket, because she joined the team and secrets that have been piling up since the beginning of the season, since the beginning of when the team was first formed. Secrets was just dropping. Tea was being spilled. And for a new team member that's coming into a group, an already established group, it was like, oh, what is going on here?
Is it always like this?
Yeah, pretty much.
If I was Rocket, I would have been like, hey, so you know what? Thanks for the offer, but this is a lot going on, so I'm just gonna peace on out, because it was a lot. Like, when Rocket joined the team, she discovered that
my human father, Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor, your dad?
She discovered that Artemis's real father was Sportsmaster, and her sister was an enemy of the whole entire team, Cheshire. And then she also discovered that Megan was being blackmailed by Queen Bee because she knew the true identity of her alien form. So yeah, Rocket experienced a lot just by being on the team for less than 24 hours. Then after the fact, the team has to fight a mind-controlled Justice League. And it was just like, damn! She just joined the team, and now all of a sudden she has to participate in a hard-hitting mission going against a mind-controlled Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and the whole entire Justice League. Yeah. Rocket experienced a lot by joining the team. But then with season 2, she joined the Justice League with Zatanna. And my thing is, with season 2, they introduced a new set of characters. And with Rocket being the newest member of the core team, why didn't they have Rocket be the new leader of the team members that joined the Justice League Covert Ops team, aka the Young Heroes? Because we still need to know who Rocket is and what she's about, her backstory. We still don't have that with Rocket. Even with season 4, the storyline that they gave Rocket, I appreciated, but it felt incomplete because I still don't know who Rocket is. And that's something that we should have got in between that 5-year gap of season 1 and season 2. How is Rocket's personality on the team? How does she get along with Wally? How did she get along with Robin? How does she get along with Zatanna? How does she get along with Artemis? We didn't get that. And on top of that, I don't even know the full details of Rocket's powers. All I know is she has an alien belt and she's able to create force fields, and the force fields are very impenetrable to the point that if you keep punching it, the bubble is going to get stronger. So, yeah, I need to know more about Rocket. Also, at the end of season 1, episode 26, it was New Year's, and everybody on the team decided to share a kiss. Rocket kissed Aqualad on the cheek.
Liking this team more every day.
Now, Rocket has been low-key flirting with Aqualad during the episode of 25 and 26. And she's been saying little things here and there to demonstrate that she thinks Aqualad is attractive.
Welcome to our world.
Well, I suppose there's an upside too.
What happened with that relationship? I really want to know, did that relationship go anywhere? And speaking of Rocket's relationship, in season 2, they showed that she was a part of the Justice League. Apparently, she joined the same time as Zatanna. And then she had a bridal shower. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who is she marrying? Who is her love interest? What is going on?
Happy bridal shower, Raquel. Again, when you shouldn't have. To the bride. To the bride.
Who is her boyfriend? Because at first I was like, is it Aqualad? But then it wasn't Aqualad. But we did not see who her husband was until season 4. And he was this normal guy. And I'm like, okay, Rocket, where did you meet this guy at? Is he okay with you being a superhero? How was that conversation with you telling him like, hey, I fight bad guys on the side, this, and the third? Rocket's storyline is just so incomplete to me. And I really feel like within that 5-year gap, that was one of the objectives they should have done. They should have fleshed out Rocket's character so we, the viewers, could get to know who she is.
It is always like this.
Told ya.
And next, let's talk about my boy Robin.
Your name's Tim, and yours is Dick?
My question with Robin is, what happened in the relationship between him and Zatanna?
Hi, I'm
Robin,
Because they was feeling each other when Zatanna first joined the team.
look, I'm trying to be all nonchalant here.
Why? Be as chalant as you like.
Robin was flirting hard.
Tornado never knew my moves.
And I bet you've got some good ones. So, good kidnapping.
Actually, yeah. Best ever.
First of many, I hope.
At the end of season 1, episode 26, the New Year's Eve, they shared a kiss. And Robin didn't initiate the kiss. Zatanna initiated the kiss. I mean, she grabbed that boy and went in. But then in season 2, 3, and 4, Robin has a relationship with Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. Can you say cliche? Did y'all want everything to be under the house of Bruce Wayne? Why did y'all do that? I love Zatanna and Robin's relationship. What happened? Show us what happened. Batgirl is not better than Zatanna, so that was just a downgrade in my opinion. But okay, Robin. Also, I wanted to see within this 5-year gap, Robin become Nightwing, because when did that happen? And also, when did Robin become the leader of the team? And what happened that allowed Robin to be the leader of the team? That Aqualad was like, look, I need a vacation, I need a break, you got it. Did something happen where Aqualad was very traumatized and he needed to step down? What happened that Robin became the leader of the team? And can I be honest? Robin, you are, Robin, you're a leader. I'm just saying. I really feel like Robin tried to run the team like how Batman runs the Justice League, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. You had too many dead bodies under your leadership, sir. Tula died. The original Blue Beetle died, and Robin, Jason Todd, he died. They all died under your watch. But Aqualad was running the team, nobody died. The fact that 3 people died under the leadership of Robin, you're not a good team leader at all. All those dead bodies are on your hands. And Wally dying under your leadership, that was under your hands as well. I'm just saying, Robin, it's not looking good for you. You should have just stayed at Batman's sidekick because you don't know how to lead a team. We was fooled by the whole Teen Titan mantra like, oh, yeah, Robin being the leader of the team, it's gonna be natural for him. Clearly it ain't, because niggas are dying under your watch.
Or because we're stretched thin and you have no choice. Just don't die, okay?
But speaking of niggas dying, I would have loved to see what happened with that. You know, I would have loved to see Jason Todd joining the team because from my understanding, Jason Todd is arrogant. He is rude. He is extremely aggressive. When he fights crime, he fights to like decapitate or mother his opponents, and that was one of the main reasons why he was hated among the DC Comics community. So I would have loved to see Jason Todd join the team and how him being on the team was going to affect everybody else. In my mind, I feel like Jason Todd being on the team was similar to how Arsenal, who was the original Speedy, how he joined the team. You know, Arsenal was very arrogant, headstrong, violent, just doing whatever he had to do to complete the mission. He don't give a about who was hurt. I really feel like that's how Jason Todd was when he was a part of the team. But we'll never know because y'all never told us. Y'all just showed a mural of him in the grotto like, okay, Jason Todd died. And it was like, when did Jason Todd get into this? If they did a 5-year gap recap season, I would have loved to see that because then it also would have added context to Jason Todd allegedly, because we don't know if it was him or not, but y'all know that's Jason Todd.
Gray, son. Oh, your memory's finally returning.
It was like, oh, okay, this nigga's still alive. But how did he die? We should have got that.
The first day of sophomore year.
Right, now let's talk about the team being in school. During season 1, we saw Wally in school. We saw Robin and Artemis. They were in school. They went to Gotham Academy.
We'll laugh about this someday.
And then Connor and Megan, they went to Happy Harbor High School. Megan joined the cheerleading squad, and Connor is extremely intelligent. Like anytime they asked a question in class, he was the first one to answer, and his answers would be so damn long.
Modern Malaysia was created in 1855 and ruled by the Bokum dynasty until it was divided by the great powers into North and South Malaysia after World War II.
In the 5-year period, I would have loved to see more episodes of them being in school because it would have humanized the heroes, because they needed some sense of normalcy, some sense of being around other people that are not heroes. Some sense of, you know what, we have a little aspect of a normal life because when we're not at school, we are in the field risking our lives to fight crime. And the people that we are fighting are extremely violent. So them being in school as teenagers, as young adults, it helped mentally with their transition into growing up. And I really feel like we should have gotten more scenes with them being in school. Like we should have seen them go to prom, go on their senior trip, and also seen them graduate from school. These are teenagers. So we should have saw them do more teenager-based activities instead of just fighting crime. I would have loved to see that within that 5-year gap, just them transitioning out of school, but them also enjoying their youth and enjoying their innocence while they are still teenagers. But also with the school aspect, let's talk about Karen and Malcolm.
Slow down, beautiful. Want to tell you a song for tonight.
Oh, sorry, Mal, I can't. I'm already late for a lab session with Dr. Palmer. Rain check, baby, okay?
Rain check.
And so Malcolm and Karen, they were introduced to the series when Connor and Megan were enrolled in Happy Harbor High School. We met them in that episode, along with Marvin and along with Wendy Harris. That's another thing. I wanted to see the transition of that clique, like how each of them are growing up and how all of them remained friends as they got older and transitioned into adults. I would have loved to see that. But back to Malcolm and Karen. So we saw Malcolm and Karen in that episode. Karen is a cheerleader. Malcolm was staring Superboy down, looking like they was about to fight. Now Malcolm... I know the perception was you was the big bad of Happy Harbor High School. You didn't want to go toe-to-toe with Superboy. Trust me, because you would have got your ass beat. So my question with Malcolm and Karen, when did the two of them find out that Connor and Megan were superheroes? That's number one. Number two, when did Karen get her superpowers of shrinking and blasting stingers, aka when did Karen become Bumblebee? Because as Teen Titan fans, which is another one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows of all time, we were introduced to Bumblebee through Teen Titans, right? But with this show, we were introduced to Karen before we were introduced to Bumblebee. And I would have loved to see and understand how this girl got her powers and how on earth was she invited to join the Justice League Covert Ops team. Did Connor and Megan discover that she had powers and just invited her to the team, or did Karen find out working with Ray Palmer? Because obviously Ray Palmer, who is the Atom, that is Karen's mentor. So was that the connection that she got to join the team? That should have been a little bit more clear. Like, we should have got a little bit of backstory of how Karen, who was a cheerleader, transitioned to becoming a full-time team member on the Justice League Covert Ops team. And also, why was Malcolm invited? Because Malcolm doesn't have any superpowers. And so when we saw him on season 2, he served as the communications guy. Like, he kept everybody in communications while being on the base. Whatever team was on a mission, they would report to him, and he would report to whatever field leader was out, so everybody can understand what's going on while everybody is on separate missions. So that's what Malcolm Duncan's purpose was. But does that qualify him to be on the team? Now, I'm not saying he has to have superpowers, because Robin doesn't have superpowers. Artemis doesn't have superpowers. Everybody that joins the Covert Ops team does not have to have superpowers. But he don't got nothing. No gear, no anything. He's just on the team to keep people in communication. That was just very, 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 very random. So did he join the team because Karen joined the team? Like, was it like a package deal? Like, hey, I'm not joining this team unless I bring my nigga on the team. What made Malcolm join the team? That should have been shown in the 5-year gap. Later on in the season of season 2, Malcolm took on the mantle of Guardian. And you know, that's his costume. And I guess that's what he used to fight now. He was trained by Black Canary. So it's like, okay, he got transitioned into being a hero. A low budget hero. But a hero, nonetheless. Malcolm, welcome to the team, I guess. I'm rooting for everybody Black, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Malcolm is low-key wasting space. Like, they could have used that as an opportunity to bring on Static. I'll discuss Static in another video, but not this video. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about my fave. The best. The best to ever do it. The king. The GOAT. The one and the only. Calderon, aka Aqualad, but now he's Aquaman. I rise for you. I've been riding with you since episode 1. I was like, oh, Aquaman got a black sidekick? Okay. And then he became the leader of the team. And not only that, he was a good leader. A good leader. He was so considerate. He was so assertive. And he just ran the team to the best of his ability. And the best of his ability was chef kiss. I love me some Aqua Lad. Calderon is the GOAT. Let's discuss my boy. Now, clearly, in this 5-year gap, a lot of shit popped off involving my boy Aqualad. It was revealed that Black Manta is his biological father. Okay. Now, they introduced his parents in season 4, right? But I'm a little bit confused with the storyline because these are his adoptive parents. What happened that Aqualad was taken from the care of Black Manta and given to this adopted family? What happened? Was it a mission where Aquaman was fighting Black Manta and Black Manta got locked up? And so because Aqualad could not be an orphan, or Aquaman did not want Aqualad to be an orphan, he gave it to an adopted family?
He has joined forces with our king's greatest enemy.
Do you mean the king who hid from me the true identity of my father?
That was my error in judgment, Calderon. No one else needs suffer for it.
Is that what happened? Or was Aqualad's adoptive father and his biological father, aka Black Manta, are they related? Are they brothers? Are they cousins?
How you betrayed Manta, took his woman, and raised his son as your own.
Let me be clear. My biological father is immaterial.
I'm just trying to understand, how did Aqualad leave his biological father and ended up with this family. There's still a missing link with that. So yes, it was revealed that Black Manta is his biological father. Boy, this team... Oh my god, the supervillains giving birth to heroes is wild. Black Manta is Aqualad's biological father. Sportsmaster is Artemis's biological father. Lex Luthor is Connor's biological father. Man, who else? Who else? Cause damn, y'all, it's Mitzi. It is extremely Mitzi in the Young Justice household. All right, also, oh Jesus. Aqualad, I feel for you, dog. I really do. I really feel for you. Let's talk about Tula, aka Aqua Girl. Why did they call her Aqua Girl? That was just not a good code name. Y'all could have thought of something way more creative than that. Way more creative than that. Tula joined the team. I wish they would have showed us when Tula joined the team. And apparently Garth joined the team as well. Messy. Very messy. I want to know who invited Tula to join the team. Was it Calder himself? Was it Robin? Was it Aquaman? How did Tula join this group of heroes? That's number one. Number two, how did Garth join this group of heroes? Did he join the team because Tula joined the team? Was he invited by Aquaman? Was he invited by Aqualad? Was he invited by Robin? How did these two get on the team? My third question is, how was Calder as a leader with the girl that he was so in love with? Okay? How was he as a leader with Tula being on the team? Now, if you don't know the backstory between Tula and Aqualad, long story short, they grew up together. Aqualad had a big crush on Tula. He fell in love with the girl. But then when Aqualad decided to train with Aquaman and be his sidekick, he had to go on the surface world for a long period of time. And while he was away, Tula got close to his best friend, Garth. And they ended up sleeping together and they became an official couple. And when Aqualad came back to Atlantis and he discovered that they were together, you know, it didn't bother him, but it bothered him. Like, we can tell that he was bothered by that, you know. He handled it with grace. He handled it very politely.
Calder, that is...
I wish you both nothing but the best.
But it was revealed later on that Aqualad really had a problem, that the love of his life was sleeping with his best friend.
Tell me who broke your heart.
Tula. The girl I love chose my best friend Garth over me.
It just wasn't a good look. Wasn't a good look at all. So yeah, I wanted to know, in that 5-year gap, them joining the team, how was Aqualad's behavior while the both of them was on the team? Did he care? Did he not care? I'm pretty sure he still remained professional, but I wanted to see the drama pop off. Also, Tula died.
No, Tula, you can't! It is the only way. Goodbye, my friends. I love you, Garth.
Tula! Oh, she passed away? Oh. All right.
Like I said, under the leadership of Robin, niggas are dying.
How could you betray us? You dare question me? After all of you let Tula die!
Calder, that was a mission. Aqua Girl knew the risk.
And then when Tula lost her life, how was Garth's reaction? Because that was his girl, but also how was Aqualad's reaction? Because I'm pretty sure that probably sent him to the deep end mentally.
Calder, you've always been the leader, the adult, the rock we all lean on. But maybe you need to take a break before all this breaks you.
And I'm gonna bring back Rocket in here. Okay, so obviously Rocket was flirting with Aqualad extremely hard. So did these two do a full-blown relationship? Did they just do a one-night stand? They and just kept it pushing? Or were they actually together? And if they were together, what was it like with Tula being on the team and Garth being on the team while Aqualad was in a relationship with Rocket? if that happened. I would have loved to see that in that 5-year gap. Yes, Aqualad discovering that Black Manta, who is a very known enemy of Aquaman, is his biological father, on top of Tula dying. And clearly it was revealed in season 2, episode 3. Like, Cowder, he let it all out. When we saw him as an undercover agent for the Light, but before they even revealed that he was an undercover agent, when we saw him on the villain side, it was like, whoa, oh shit. What did y'all do to my boy? And then when he said what has happened in those 5 years, I was like, oh, y'all done up. Y'all done up big time, because Aqualad is letting y'all niggas have it.
Calder, our friend, who, in the space of a few months, lost the love of his life and found out Black Manta was his father.
I had not believed Nightwing until this moment.
You did not want to believe!
Good storytelling. Shout out to the writers. This is why writers are so important. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. All right, next, let's talk about my boy, Roy Harper, the problematic Roy Harper, aka Red Arrow. All right. It was revealed at season 1 that he was the mole on the team. He was the spy that was feeding the Light information from the Justice League. So that's number 1. Number 2, it was revealed that Roy Harper is a clone. So that's a lot to take in. That's why this nigga was so angry throughout season 1, because he was trying to complete his mission of joining the Justice League and get as much information from the Justice League database and give it to Vandal Savage. As much information as possible, not knowing he was under mind control. All right, he was doing all this, not even realizing like, yo, I am working for the enemy. And the way they got my mind set up, I didn't even know this was going on.
I was the mole? Yes. Yes, you were.
You know, so that was a lot to take in from Roy. He was discovered to be the mole. He was discovered to be a clone. And I'm pretty sure in that 5-year gap, Roy was experiencing a lot of depression and a lot of mental health situation, because that's a lot. That's a lot for anybody. My question with Roy is, when did him and Cheshire get serious? Get serious to the point where they started each other. Because even in one of the missions, the last time we seen Cheshire, or one of the last time we seen Cheshire in season 1, they was on a mission together. Artemis was on that mission, and Cheshire kissed Roy on the grass, and so Artemis can watch them kiss. So it was just like, okay, that was their first time kissing, I think, but was it their first time?
Sure about that?
Cheshire's mine!
So territorial, and only our 3rd date. Why, Arrow, if you wanted another date, you only had to ask.
You two are dating?
What? No!
Why deny the attraction?
When did they get serious? And when did they have sex? But then also, when did they get married? That was one of the biggest reveals in season 2. I was like, hold on. Roy married Cheshire? When did this happen? I was like, oh, okay.
I'm still your wife, legally.
So they got married. I know they went to the courthouse. I know they did not do no traditional wedding, because one, they can't afford it. Roy's broke, Cheshire's broke. They can't afford to do no damn wedding. So yeah, they got married. I'm pretty sure they got married in secret. I'm pretty sure Artemis did not know they were getting married. I'm pretty sure Green Arrow did not know that they were getting married. A former villain of the team and Artemis' sister is marrying Roy Harper. It's a messy situation. Very, very, very messy situation. But then when we see Cheshire in season 2, she revealed that they are married, but she also revealed that they got a child together?
And not our daughter.
We have a daughter?
Leon Wen Harper. She needs her father, Roy.
They have a daughter together? I was like, wait a minute. Because Roy said in the episode that Cheshire decided to leave the life of crime in order for them to be, you know, husband and wife. So clearly she left a life of crime, but then she went back. And I'm pretty sure she went back because Roy was in a depression. Like I said, he discovered that he was a mole, and he discovered that he was a clone. And he was trying to do whatever to find the original Speedy, because he's not the original Speedy. He's just a clone. Wow. That's a lot to take in. That is a lot to take in for Roy Harper. I just would have loved to see all of that play out in the 5-year gap, their relationship is a very, very, very interesting, but very mitzy relationship, especially with Jade. Like, you're sleeping with Roy Harper, who is a former enemy, right? But then also your sister, who is on the same team as Roy Harper, is also fighting against you. Plus, you are working with Sportsmaster, who is your father, but also your abusive father. So Jade, aka Cheshire, she got a lot going on, but she is legit one of my favorite characters of the franchise because her complexity made the show very, very interesting. Because this girl had a baby with one of the heroes, and she's still doing crime, and then she abandoned her child to a life of crime in season 3 and in season 4. The drama of it all, I absolutely love it. Also, within this 5-year gap, they brought in like an influx of heroes. They brought in Tim Drake, Robin, they brought in Wonder Girl, they brought in Blue Beetle, they brought in, who else was on the team, y'all? They brought in Batgirl, very, 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 very cliche. They brought in Lagan, y'all know I cannot stand Lagan. And they brought in Bumblebee. I already said what I had to say about Karen being as Bumblebee. But I really feel like we should have had a proper introduction to these characters. But before we had a proper introduction to these characters, we needed more time with our main core characters of the team. We needed more time with Robin, Wally, Calder, Connor, Megan, Zatanna, Rocket. Okay, I'm going to keep emphasizing Rocket. We needed more time with our core characters. Just 26 episodes was not enough. We needed to see their relationships grow. We needed to see how they handle conflict. We needed to see them mature. We needed to see them go through ups, go through downs. They've been through a lot as a team during the first season. So the 5-year gap, we just needed more time with our core characters. And then we could have transitioned them out and brought in the new team. I just needed more time with that. And that's been one of the main criticisms. A lot of people did not like the 5-year gap because we needed more time with our faves. These are our faves. We love these characters. We love them. You know, the core team is the main reason why we were sold on Young Justice. It was like, oh my God, yes. And with season 4, I can tell that the writers, they really tried to do a full circle moment and made sure the storylines aligned up with the core characters and their main storyline and how we got to know them. And it kind of like tied up a few of the loose ends, not a lot of the loose ends, because y'all, as y'all heard, all my questions still have not been answered regarding the 5-year gap with certain details of each character. But I can tell that they wanted season 4 to bring back the essence of what season 1 brought with our core characters. So that's one major thing that I would have loved between this 5-year gap. Just more time with our core characters before y'all start introducing Lagan and his bitch ass. That's all I gotta say about Young Justice. Regardless of my criticism, this is still my show. I will watch every single episode from start to finish because this is my show. This is my comfort television show. I've seen every single episode. I loved every single episode. And regarding my channel, it's going to be a whole lot of Young Justice content because I love Young Justice, but also I'm a black nerd. So I love comic book. You're going to see a lot of Young Justice videos, a lot of Justice League videos, a lot of Teen Titans videos, but most importantly, my favorite superhero of all time, you're going to be seeing a lot of X-Men videos. I love the X-Men. But back to Young Justice. Absolutely love Young Justice. And yeah, that's all I got for this video. Thank y'all for making it all the way to the end. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know what's up.